That's the subject of goals. Okay, goal setting, and I got a very specific thing I want to accomplish today with you all out there, um, because I think this is to me is Andy Albright's been pounding on us to read this book by Brian Tracy. It is called Goals, Goals with a exclamation point, and I'm going to pull some stuff out here that are I think is just really important. And if you're doing the self-talk stuff, this all in line with the self-talk stuff. And hold on. Chandel, can you mute this line? Is it? Hold on.
Conference recording started.
Okay. If you guys can do me a favor and hit force star to mute your lines, let's go ahead and get this thing going. Okay, so this book by Brian Tracy, but this book rocks. I mean, um, I'm surprised I haven't read this before, but this is one Andy Albright picked up a long time ago, and he hasn't read it in a long time himself. And um, I think this is a very constructive thing. And by the time we're done, I think you're going to really have something very powerful. Imagine today, after the end of the day, that you get fired up because you now have a method and tool by which to advance you towards what it is you want to accomplish, using both the power of your subconscious mind as well as very specific techniques on how to program your subconscious mind consciously through the actions that you do. And when this is revealed to you, man, you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish. The mind is a powerful thing. The mind is a very powerful thing, and you no longer have to exist with fear and doubt in your mind, and know that God bless you with an amazing brain, an amazing power of your subconscious and conscious mind to work together to achieve great things in your life, man. And this thing, I believe, is going to be the key to unlock it. And I'm very excited about it, only because among the other things that I do to move myself along, this is something that I sort of can do better at, and I really want to really help you enforce this discipline upon yourself. And I'm really committed to do my job as a coach, as a mentor, to hold you accountable to the things you want to accomplish with us. And so this is the methodology that I'm going to incorporate into our base shop, so that we can make sure that we're much more focused on the things that you want to accomplish in your life, and hold you accountable and hold myself accountable to you. All right. So the first thing I'd recommend is get the book Goals by Brian Tracy, and should be the next book. It should be the book you should be reading right now. Let me just say that. I'm just endorsing it for you and I to work together, for you and I to help you move. I think this is a book that you need to read. Okay, so there you go. All right, so let's get into it. The power of goals allows you, um, well, you have the power to create your own world. And the beautiful thing about the brain that God gave you is that He gave you this power to manifest the world that you have through your own free will and your choice. And Brian Tracy talks about that the great summary statement of all religions, philosophies, metaphysics, psychology, and success is this: you become what you think about most of the time. You remember that book, As a Man Thinketh? It's biblical. Really, all philosophies really point towards this, is you become what you think about most of the time. Your outer world ultimately becomes a reflection of your inner world. Successful people think about what they want and how to get it most of the time, while unsuccessful and unhappy people think and talk about what they don't want most of the time. So this is that idea that setting goals and moving forward in your life, going from left to right in your timeline, moving forward, is one of what do you want to accomplish versus
there if you want some of that.
Hold on.
Conference muted.
The future is oriented for people that are successful towards what they want, not what they don't want. It's not trying to, you get what you focus on, basically. If you start talking about the thing you don't want, you always get the thing you don't want. If you're worried about not having money all the time, you won't have money because it's the thing that is the prevailing thought in your mind. But when you're focused on put the hammer down to get yourself financially free, and you move forward towards that goal of financial freedom, as opposed to fear from lack of money, then the financial freedom is what you'll have. And you change the world around you because you change what you think about. See, what you're endowed with is this automatic goal-seeking function. It's like this homing pigeon. The homing pigeon. You guys know what a homing pigeon is? It's interesting is what you do is you take a homing pigeon, you put it in a cage, and then you cover it with a blanket, put the cage in a box, and then place the box into a closed truck back cab. Then you drive 1,000 miles in any direction. Then you open the truck, take out the box, take off the blanket, and let the homing pigeon outside of the cage. What the homing pigeon will do is it'll fly up in the air, it'll circle 3 times, and then it'll fly right back to its home, thousands of miles away. And he says here that no other creature on earth has this incredible cybernetic goal-seeking function except for you. Okay, you have it. But here's the difference. The difference between a homing pigeon and you is that if you are totally clear about your goal and what you're wanting in your life, and even if you don't know how to achieve it, by deciding exactly what you want, you'll begin moving an airline toward your goal. Just being clear about what it is you want. What happens is the world conforms. Your mind conforms to what it is you want. Okay? Now, because of this cybernetic mechanism located deep inside your mind, you almost always achieve your goals, whatever they are. See, the beautiful thing about the subconscious mind is that it's non-judgmental. It works automatically and continuously, regardless of what you program into it. See, your subconscious mind doesn't know what's true or false. All it knows is what you tell it, right? Only knows about what you tell it. So here's, like, to me, the most powerful study that was done on Harvard MBA graduates. They graduated in 1979. So what they did was they studied and they surveyed Harvard MBA graduates in 1979 graduating. They found that only 3% had goals and plans written down, 13% had goals but were not in writing, and 84% had no goals. And so they caught up with them 10 years later in 1989. They found that the 13% that had goals but they weren't written down were making twice as much as the 84% who had no goals. But check this out. The 3% were making 10 times as much as the rest of the 97% combined. You hear that? 3% were making 10 times as much as the rest of the group, the rest of the 97% combined. Is that insane? So you have the power of being the 3%. When you think about where you will be 5 years from now and looking around where you are, and in fact, you can even do that exercise now. Where you are right now is a function of the goals that you set or didn't set 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Does that make sense? You are a function of the goals that you put in place. But Alex, I've never written down goals before. Exactly. Exactly. That's my point. 10 years ago. All right, so we're going to change that today. All right, today is the first day of the rest of your life on how you're going to control your future. Okay, and we're going to give you the tools to do that. So there are 5 levels of personality, and this is sort of to explain how this really kind of um, works towards you in terms of how your actions are a reflection of the values, the things that you value. Okay, so this is sort of the 5 levels of your personality, and it really starts off by the central part of how you think and how you feel and how you see the world is the values. Okay, your value system determines your beliefs about yourself and the world around you, right? Your values affect your beliefs. If you have positive values such as love, compassion, generosity, you'll believe that people in your world are deserving of these values and you'll treat them accordingly. Okay, see how that affects your beliefs? Your beliefs in turn then determines your expectations. Your beliefs will help you um, create that expectation about what it is you expect to be given back to you. So if you have positive values, you believe yourself to be a good person. If you believe yourself to be a good person, you'll expect good things to happen to you. If you expect good things to happen to you, you're going to be positive, you're going to be cheerful, you're going to be future oriented. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for the good in other people. And you're going to look for the good in situations. See that how that works? So when you believe good things about people around you, the world around you, you're going to expect good things to happen no matter what circumstances you find yourself in. Even in the seemingly challenging circumstances in your life, your expectation will be that something good's going to happen from this. Something good's going to happen from this person canceling their policy. I know something good's going to happen from it. You don't know what it's going to be, but something good always happens, and that's your expectations. The 4th level of your personality is determined by your expectations, your attitude. See, your attitude will be an outward manifestation of your values, beliefs, and expectations. So, as an example, if your value is that this is a good world to live in, and your belief is that you're going to be successful in your life, and you expect that everything that happens to you is helping you in some way, as a result, you're going to have a positive mental attitude towards other people. And see, when you have that, what they're going to do is they're going to respond positively towards you. You're going to be a cheerful, optimistic person, and you'll be someone who other people want to work with, want to work for, want to buy something from. And you're going to be the kind of person other people want to help become successful. And this is exactly why a positive mental attitude goes hand in hand with success in every walk of life. Then the final ring of your personality is your actions. So your actions on your outside, the things that you do, will ultimately be a reflection of your values, beliefs, and expectations on the inside. This is why you achieve in life and work. Um, this is why what you achieve in your life and your work will be determined more by what is going on inside of you than any other factor. And it's like, thank God for that, right? Thank God that the power is within you to control your world. See, when you put together all the factors that are holding you back from accomplishing what it is you want, and remember, we did the force field analysis a few conference calls ago. 80% of the things that you can list down to hold you back are within your control, and 20% are typically outside of your control. And it's like, man, aren't the deck stacked? Isn't the deck stacked in your favor? That you're in total control of your world. All right. Okay, so let's write down here the 7 keys to goal setting. Okay. And I know you've probably heard this before in other goal setting seminars and maybe other books, but Because that this is repeated often, then these are probably really key things that work. The first key is that goals must be clear, specific, detailed, and written down. You can't have a vague goal like, I want to be happy, I want to make more money. It's got to be concrete, something you can clearly visualize and imagine in your mind. All right. The second key to goal setting is it must be measurable and objective. You have to be able to analyze it, whether or not you're tracking towards your goal. Okay. Just making lots of money is a great idea, but it's not trackable. What does that really mean? Okay. If you want to make a specific amount of money, I want to make 2,000 a week, and that's very specific. And I want to make 2,000 a week by the end of May. Okay, that is a very specific goal, and that's something real, something we can measure every week. The third key is that goals must be time bounded, and you have to have some kind of schedule, deadline, and sub deadline of when you're going to accomplish it. Really, there are no unrealistic goals, just really unrealistic deadlines. you know, Let me say it again. There are no unrealistic goals, just unrealistic deadlines. Once you've set a clear schedule and a deadline, then you'll work towards achieving it by that time. It's got to be bounded, okay? The fourth key is it's got to be a goal that is challenging to you. It will cause you to stretch, cause you to work, okay? And it must be beyond anything you've accomplished in the past. Your goals should have about a 50% probability of success. And that's, to me, a fantastic concept of forcing you to get out of your comfort zone and achieving a new level of performance outside of your current comfort zone so that you can move your level of comfort up and you continually move up. The fifth key is that goals must be congruent with your values and in harmony with each other. So you can't have two goals that are contradictory. Kind of maybe goes without saying, but we really got to say it. Like, for example, you want to be successful in your business life, but also you want to play more golf every afternoon. I think those two are not congruent. You know what I mean? All right. The sixth key is your goals must be balanced among your career, your business life, your financial life, your family life, your health, spiritual life, and whatever you do in your community. Okay, and in order to maintain everything. So in achieving with us, you got to balance this out with other parts of your life, and this is where we talk to the schedule talk we had last week in balancing your schedule according to your life's ambitions, your life's goals. Okay, and then the seventh key is you must have a definite major purpose for your life. The way that you ask this is, what is the one goal, if you could accomplish it, can do more to help you improve your life than any other single goal? What is that? The greatness in your life is really determined by what your definite major purpose is. Napoleon Hill talks about your definite major purpose. You focus all your energies on achieving and obtaining that one single goal. And what you'll find is by achieving that particular goal, many of your other sub-goals, smaller goals, will also be achieved as well. But you got to have this in order to find fulfillment. So here's where we begin the 12-step program to personal excellence. Okay, 12-step, man, that sounds familiar. So this is the first 6 steps right here. What do you really want? You must have a desire of what you want to accomplish. You got to really want it, and it's something that that drives you, that you will put and sacrifice into in order to get. This isn't something someone else wants for you. It's something you really want. Now, the great question to really help you answer this one is, what do I really want to do in my life? Okay, what you really want in your heart of hearts. Okay? Have a desire. You must really want it. Number two, you got to believe that your goal is achievable. You must believe it's possible, or have some kind of conviction that is something that you believe in. Okay? You can't seriously get anything that you don't believe you can have. And and spiritually, we talk about having faith. All right? People that achieve have a high level of faith and conviction to accomplish what it is they want to accomplish for themselves. So that belief and faith, you must have that to believe that it's possible for you. The third thing is you need to write it down. You need to write a goal down. A goal is not a goal that isn't written down is not a goal at all. Okay, and that is the real key, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit in terms of writing it down. Okay, analyze your starting point. In other words, where are you now? You have to really determine realistically, where are you financially right now? What are your the things that are in your situation now? Your financial net worth, your personal financial statement. Where are you right now? You got to be honest with yourself, both skill wise. Do you have all the skills that you need? You need to know and have a good self assessment of where you're starting from. Now, here's the thing that is probably one of the most important things, I believe, is why do you want this goal? We talk about the why. What is motivating you towards getting this goal? What are the benefits for you? Um, Make a list of everything that you will benefit, how you will benefit from achieving this goal. See, the more reasons you have for wanting to achieve this goal, the more intense your desire will be. Reasons are the fuel in the furnace of achievement. Say that again. Reasons are the fuel in the furnace of achievement, right? See, if you have only one or two reasons for obtaining a goal, you're only going to have a certain amount of motivation. But I promise you, man, if you have 40 or 50 reasons for achieving a particular goal, you're going to be so motivated, man, and you're going to be so determined to succeed that nothing is going to hold you back from it. All right. So that why is the thing that will continue to fuel your fire in order to go there. Number 6, you need to set a deadline. You need some kind of target deadline to aim at. And you know what? If you have to readjust the deadline, God bless you, man. I've readjusted. I don't think that I've ever achieved, any major goal in my life on time. I've always had to readjust the schedule, but thank the Lord, amen, that I was able to readjust the schedule. And I didn't beat myself up at it. I just readjusted the schedule. But you need a target. It's really kind of your best guess of when you'll obtain the goal. It's like aiming at a target. If you aim at a target, you could hit the bullseye, or you may hit outside the bullseye, but it'll help you adjust where you're going. Number 7, determine the obstacles that you have to overcome. Okay, determine what is holding you back. This is going back to that force field analysis thing we did a couple weeks ago. What is holding you back and why? Why aren't you at your goal already? Okay, of the things that are holding you back, what is the biggest single obstacle? As I mentioned, 80% of the things holding you back are within your control. Typically, only 20% are based on external situations or on other people. Average and mediocre people always blame their failures on people and circumstances around them. But superior people always look into themselves and ask, what is it in me that is holding me back? So you're taking total responsibility for what is holding you back, and then from there you can make a great breakthrough in achieving what it is you need to achieve. Number 8, determine the knowledge and skills that you require in order to obtain the goal. So do you need additional skills? Do you need some more information? Do you need some guidance and mentorship? That is why I'm here, to help you do that. There's a lot of material out there, but nothing like your upline who can help you. You're growing a successful upline that can help you navigate the path of the minefield so you don't make the same mistakes. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to make mistakes, but don't fear the mistakes. Always know that if you make one, that it's always recoverable, that you can check with me and we can figure out how to recover from it. All right. Okay, number 9, determine the people, groups, and organizations whose cooperation you'll require. Okay, these are really the system, our system, that will help you, right? Our hotspot meetings, our leadership conference in July, our national conference in January, um, the conference calls, the books that we recommend reading. Okay, the association around the people that will help you is probably one of the most powerful and impacting things you can do in order to obtain your goal. Number 10, make a plan and put it together. You need to have a track to run on with this so you can organize all your tasks in order to make a successful goal. We talked about the leaderboard this morning. In order to make a couple thousand a week, you probably need to book 10 to 15 appointments a week. Okay, week in, week out, week in, week out. And whatever happens, happens, but the next week you're booking 10 to 15 appointments. Really more like 15 appointments. You book 15 appointments, you're going to be on a six-figure income track for sure. I don't know anyone that has hadn't achieved a six-figure income if they consistently do 15 appointments a week. I mean, it's almost really impossible not to do that. Okay, but you got to make a plan in order to obtain that. Okay, number 11, you got to visualize. You got to paint a clear mental picture of your goal as already achieved. So you got to really picture yourself. You got to hear what it sounds like to achieve it. You got to picture it in your mind. You got to make like you're feeling that feeling of achievement. All right, and it's something that if you do that every day, man, there's nothing holding you back. And then number 12, back everything you do with unshakable persistence. Resolve in advance that you will never, ever give up. This right here, gang, is the thing that will be your backstop. That no matter how bad things get, that you are not going to be denied achieving this goal. Nothing will stop you. And you back this up with faith and work and persistence, then it is a done deal, man. The victory is imminent. All right, the victory is imminent. Okay, so this is probably one of the most important things. And how? So we talked about why, we talked about what. Now, how do you do it? Okay, how do you reprogram your subconscious mind? And these are some things that will, I promise you, totally accelerate this process. Okay, first thing is you need to write your goals down daily. Alex, isn't it just enough to write it on a 3x5 card and just review it? Yes, that's a little bit later. But writing it down, like Brian Tracy talks about, he used to rewrite his goals down about twice a year. Okay, and every time he wrote it down, it just seemed to re-energize him. So if that's the case, then why don't you write it down every day? Write your goals down daily. Okay, and he talks about carrying a spiral notebook with you. One of these spiral, these smaller notebooks, I forgot what the size, they're about the size of a little book. Actually, I use them myself. And you just page through them, and you just write your goals and keep them with you. Each day you open up your notebook and write down your list of 10 to 15 of your most important goals. And you do it without referring to your previous list. Okay? You do this every day after day. And it's amazing the things that are going to happen. Because the first day you write down your goals, what you're going to do is you're going to start thinking about it, reflecting on it. The second day you write it out without reference to the previous list, it'll be easier. And then sometimes your goals will change. What's important to you, 10 to 15 goals will change, maybe in describing it and maybe in priority. Sometimes the goal that you wrote one day will not appear the next day. And it might even no longer be a goal that you really want. Okay. Each day you write down your list of 10 to 15 goals, your definitions will become clearer and sharper. You're going to eventually find yourself writing down the same words every day. And the priority order also changes, your life changes around you. But after about 30 days, you're going to find yourself writing and rewriting the same goals every day. So it's a great exercise that you do day after day after day. At the end of 30 days, it's going to be very focused. This will help you focus on the things that you want. Okay, things will take off, and you're going to achieve your goals faster. Okay, faster. So, how do you activate your subconscious mind? It's the three P's. Your statements, your goal statements, need to be affirmative statements phrased in present tense. So, for example, don't say, I want to earn $50,000 in the next 6 months. Or, you know, I hope to earn 50,000 in the next six months. To phrase it in the present tense is I earn 50,000 in the next 6 months. Okay, I earn $50,000 in the next 6 months. It's stated in a positive. That's the second P, is positive, not negative. So if you want to quit smoking, your goal is not to say, I will quit smoking. I will quit smoking. Or if you're trying to lose weight, I will lose X number of pounds. No, you state it positively. You would say, I am a non-smoker, or I weigh 150 pounds, right? You state it in the positive. Remember, several conference calls ago, the mind doesn't really accept a negative statement. It only hears positive first. It processes positive statements first, okay, not negative. And then the third P is the word I. You have to talk about it as I, not, Alex Abian will, weigh 150 pounds. It's I weigh 150 pounds. It's not will either, okay? I weigh 150 pounds. So your subconscious mind will respond to I, because it's taking responsibility, or respond to positive, and response to present, as if it occurred. See, because your subconscious mind will make what it learns to be real in your subconscious mind, it will make it real in your conscious mind, in your outside world. So what's inside you will be manifested outside of you. Okay. So that's how you use the three P's. Now, more powerful is put a deadline at the end of each goal. So you could say something like, I earned $50,000 by June 2014. I earned $50,000 June 2014. Right? Something like that. I earned over 2,000 a week by June 30th, 2014. Does that make sense? So you put a deadline deadline at the end of each goal. Okay, and you just write this down on the spiral notebook every day. And then you transfer your goals on a 3x5 index card. Okay, so you can carry them with you. Okay, so this is where you use the 3x5 index cards and you read it over the course of the day. So you have your rubber band around them. And then if you got like a spare 5 minutes, let's say you got no show at an appointment, and before you get your leads out to dial during that hour that the person no-showed you, you get your 3x5 goals and you pull it out and you read through them. And you imagine yourself achieving it. Okay, it'll only take about 3 minutes, 5 minutes at the most. But can you imagine over the course of a day, 5 or 6 times during the course of the day that you find some time, maybe you're going to the bathroom, you pull your cards out. I mean, wherever, anywhere that you can sneak in, and it'll make a huge difference, gang. And the best times for mental programming, like when you want to write these down in your spiral notebook, is when you go to bed. Because when you go to bed, when you do it when you go to bed, you let your subconscious mind chew on it. Okay? Oh, by the way, as far as 3x5 cards, you write one goal on each card in large letters. Okay, one goal per card, so that you page through each goal per card. Okay? And then the best times for mental programming, for writing down and rewriting your goals, for reading and reviewing your index card, is the last thing you do in the evening before you go to bed, and the first thing in the morning before you leave the house. Okay, and what it will do is you will set your subconscious mind in the evening, um, so it has an opportunity to work on your goals all night long while you're sleeping. And then what happens when you wake up is you're going to have some ideas of things that you got to do or people you got to talk to in order to help you achieve your goals. Then when you do it in the morning, when you start your day, you're going to set yourself up for positive thinking and positive acting all day long. Just like if you did physical exercise in the morning, your body warms up. So reviewing your goals in the morning also warms up your mind and prepares you to be really at your best thought process throughout the day. This will help deeply imprint this program into your subconscious mind, and you're going to move from positive thinking to positive knowing. Okay, it's not good enough just to positively think your way toward achieving a goal, but it's going from thinking to knowing that you've won the victory. Okay, knowing that the goals are attainable, and it's really only a matter of time before you achieve them. You know what? You're going to be right about that. All right. So, man, up this we got to do this. We will do this. We shall do this. We are doing it. See how I did that? We are doing this, gang. We're absolutely doing this. So here's what I want you to do. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you to go through this exercise. I'm gonna ask you to get a spiral notebook or some kind of small little journal where you can write your goals down. And I want to know that you had your goal cards. Next time we talk, I'm gonna set up a time where you and I are gonna kind of game plan where we're going to go in the month of April. So my objective for you for the month of April is for you to have this process down so that we can get you moving towards what it is you want to accomplish. So one of the first things you need to do is go through this again, and I'm going to make this slide available to you. You can read all the details in the book, Goals by Brian Tracy. But we are going to get together and we're going to help you achieve great things in the month of April. Okay, for everyone on this call, I promise you, the end of April, you're going to look back and go, man, that month rocked, but this coming month is going to even rock more. We're going to move you forward this month. I'm so intense about this because I'm doing it for myself. I'm going to do all these things for myself, and so I'm going to expect that of you. So, man, I'm fired up, gang. I'm fired up about where your future is going and what it is you're going to accomplish in your life. So I'm going to unmute.
Conference unmuted.
Does anyone have any questions?
Hi, Alex.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Deshaun Spencer. I just want to know real quick, what was the author of the book, Goals?
Yeah, Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy, Tracy. Yeah, Brian Tracy.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Bill Buck, we're going to do it. Ellery McIntyre, we're going to do this. Lynn Kent, Scott Struther, D'Amica, Kara Musil, Pam Head, Cord Goodson, David Mays, Carla Valulis, Sherry Wood, Larry Brooks, Julie Rudolph, Connie Mejia, Mike Perkins. Mike, man, I haven't talked to you in forever. Let's talk. Kevin Smoot, Wayne Schoenberger, Ryan Rakowski, Stephen Patricios. Hey, man, how you doing? Patricios. Donna Conahan. Let's all do it, man. We are going to make this happen for you. We are going to put you on a road of accountability and success, so you're going to make it happen. And so I am going to call you, and we're going to figure out, so start doing it so that you'll tell me, Alex, I got my 3x5 cards together. I got my spiral notebook. I know what it is I want to accomplish financially in my life, and I'm going to help you get it. Okay, gang? So rock and roll, man. Fired up. You guys rock. Love you all.
Awesome.
Let's kill it next week. Let's do it next week. Let's write your goals down like now. Like next half hour, just write them down. What do you want to accomplish very specifically that I can help you with? All right? All right, gang. God bless you, everybody. Take care. Bye.